Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. What do you do when you don't know what to do? In our maturity, as an executive, as a business owner, as the parent, as an adult, it feels like you should know what to do, right? But being the humans that we are, sometimes we just don't know what to do. Now, in my former type A days, that wasn't okay with me. It wasn't okay for me not to know what to do. So I had to present as if I did know better, as if I did know it all, as if I was able to do anything at all. In my maturity, I have learned the benefit of saying, I don't know. Today, as a confidence coach and often as a consultant, I work with people in what I call strategy sessions. In business or in life sometimes, if you don't know what to do, then you could breathe and you could take a strategic approach. What does this mean? It means opening your mind, opening your consciousness, opening up and seeing the possibility of different pathways ahead. For years, decades even, I have been saying there are always options. Even if one of the options is a horrible option, even if one of the options is an option that you hate, it's still an option. When you're up against a wall, sometimes that might be the only option that you have, even though it's a worst option. But usually, if you have a good strategy partner, which is the role of a coach sometimes, then there are clarifying questions that can be asked that can help us sort of think in such a way that we can create flow and movement forward instead of stuckness and tightness and resistance to the situation that we're in. Sometimes one of the options that I find has been working for me in the last few years is do nothing. Do nothing now. Sometimes instead of reacting right away, instead of filling in because you think something has to get done, I do nothing. I breathe and open and let divine intervention perhaps take its course. And then I feel better. And then I see what happens. I know it is strategic and it feels strange because for so many years, more of my life, I was in type A than I have been in type Z, if you know my philosophy on that. My Zen type, which has to do not with being Zen all the time, but rather realizing that you can be in charge of yourself, which actually is what creates a Zen feeling. I call this type Z. Sometimes the answer for me now is do nothing. One of the roles I love the absolute most is the strategy role. Asking questions, not having answers to my questions in my head, but working with someone to ask questions, to figure things out a little bit, to see how they feel. Often I find myself saying, well, how does that feel to you? How does that feel in your body? This is an important part of the question because you could feel resistance sometimes. You could feel the tightening, the shoulders rising instead of feeling like, oh yeah, you know what? For now, I'm going to do nothing. This happens to me when I feel like I should be working. I've got 2 books going right now. I've got various things. I've got workshops that I want to create. There's so many things. But for some reason, I'm not feeling impetus right now. And so instead of judging myself and hating on myself and criticizing myself and, telling myself, why aren't you doing this? And, really self-incriminating. I'm just like, I think I'm going to do nothing. Now, for me, doing nothing often looks like getting outside and taking a walk or going to the sauna where I can open my mind or something like that. And to tell you the truth, friends, sometimes for me, do nothing looks like resting on my bed. In my old type A days, I was like, rest, that's ridiculous. But now, rest, recovery, contemplation, strategically thinking, asking questions that you don't have the answers to, opening up, looking for answers, seeking for answers, finding a sounding board, a trusted, safe space with someone you could really reveal yourself, that actually feels so much better. And when you move yourself into the better feeling space, you get into movement, right? Kinetic energy, not static, right? And kinetic energy leads to more movement forward. So sometimes, friends, the best thing is to do nothing for now. Give this some thought and practice it a little bit and see if that helps you feel more confident in a certain circumstance. Take good care, friends. See you again soon in the Confidence Zone.